Hello, angels. It's your bells, and we're back with another review for Marriage Boot Camp season. What was the hip hop edition? Season 17, episode 5. I'm Ty,
And Amisha.
and we're just gonna jump right on into this thing. I think I need some marriage boot camp. Need marriage boot camp because me and Babe right now, you hear him. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this thing. The couples are locked in their room as part of today's exercise. So that's how the day starts out. Everybody is locked into the rooms and they're finding out, they're waking up, they're finding out they can't get out. Hazel E is still mad about him hanging with the boot campers or roommates last night, kicking it and getting it in like most 23 or 25-year-olds do, however old he is. He was getting it in, and she's still mad. She reveals or she takes a pregnancy test that comes out positive, but she says she's bleeding, and Dr. Ish makes her go to the hospital. Um, while she's at the hospital, they go back to the exercise, and Dr. Ish announces to the house, excuse me, to the house and the couples that they're all locked in their rooms and they have to work together.
Wait a minute before you go there, before you go on. We all knew Hazel was pregnant. Everybody, you can look at her and tell that she's pregnant. You can see the way she was moving when she was dancing, and you can tell that she is pregnant. Okay, she knew that she was pregnant, but okay, we'll let you make us believe that you just found out you
Right,
were
we'll
pregnant.
add that to the
Okay,
storyline for you, but I
okay.
can we'll add that to her storyline, I suppose. Anyway, in order to get out of the rooms, they basically have to communicate with one partner blindfolded. And the couple, they first of all start arguing immediately. Most of them not really communicating well. And what they don't know is that Dr. Ish is taking notes about how they communicate for an exercise that's later, but we'll get to that. The couple start to figure out the clues, and
No way,
they
Tony. Wait, when Tony tried to hand corrupt the blindfold, he was like, "Man, you got me fucked up. I ain't putting on no blindfold, cuz I'm not. No, I'm not. I
he
mean, just
did
say
go so real.
you're right. Like, nah, you about to have me in here all twisted up, going around in circles and shit. I am not putting on no blindfold. Not today.
Okay, so quick question: did you share this live already? Did you tag our people and share this live?
Okay, wait. Let me go ahead and go back to.
So while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the rest of this. Yeah, Corrupt is actually becoming a little bit of a comedian. He's kind of funny to me in this whole situation. And Phaedra, when they went to her in Medina, she completely had checked out of the exercise. She was laid on the bed chilling, like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. What did they say? We only have to be in here for an hour.
Phaedra was like, um, she what did she say? She said the
Wake
universe
me up when
has
it's over.
let the, let the universe talk and speak it to us.
She
Maybe we
said,
should
wake
just
me up
chill.
when it's over, honey. Listen, this is my thing. Two people that are into each other in a room for an hour, come on, I would think that they would find something better to do than her to sleep and him to try to figure out the clues and carry the relationship. But Phaedra, you know what you're doing, so I'm not even talking give you
Right.
too much time on that. Willie and Shonda's clue or question, one of their questions for one of their clues was how many women have he cheated with? Ooh. Sometimes you got to bring the mess to the relationship to see how well the couples clean it up together. And that's what they did. He said, how many women have you cheated with? And he said 12. Now, immediately at that moment, Shonda, it was no longer about the exercise. It was about these women that he done cheated with. And she's like, I want to know who the bitches are. I want to
Right.
know who 12 bitches.
But you
So,
know when he said 12, You know he meant 212. And
Absolutely.
and Sika said, "Hey y'all, hey Sika, we want you know what we Sika came up with a really or someone said Sika a really good question earlier, and we're gonna talk about that later. But stay tuned. You guys will see what that is. But go ahead.
Okay. So after he said 12, and yes, you are right, people only confess to half the crime. So there's no way that he was just with 12 women. He was more like with
One per
112
year
women at least in the past 12
is
years. And he
212.
was with day 26. I told you that you know the R&B singers get it in, so they need to
You are
stop.
like a rock star.
Like
Trust
a
it.
rock star.
Like a
So
rock
anyway,
star.
she
Okay.
shut down. She shut down at first and was trying to address that because she was mad at that. But then they eventually regrouped, got it together, and figured out that the lockbox combination was on their blindfold.
Yes,
So
they communicate pretty good. You know what?
they do all right. That's because they've been together for so long
Yeah,
that
yeah.
obviously they should know how to at least
They
get
just
the
don't
hell out
always
of it.
listen to each other. So they know how to communicate. They just don't know how to listen to each other always.
Okay,
Like I know how to express myself, you know how to express myself. But as a whole, we don't know how to listen to each other.
right.
So
See that. I can see that. So they come out of the room first, obviously demonstrating that their communication skills to get out of the room was, better than the other couples. And it looks like I've lost her momentarily. We'll see what happens with that. She should be back shortly. But anyhow, Shonda's still mad at Willie when they come out the room, so she kind of walks off. Welcome back, sis.
thank you.
Let me back up a second.
I just
After
push a
um,
button.
after Shonda and Willie come out of the room, they talk for a second, but Shonda's clearly still mad at him. So he starts to reciprocate the energy or whatever and starts getting mad back like men do when they be wrong. It's like, how you gonna get mad at me and
Just
you just
say I'm
told me
sorry. Why do you
you
gotta
like
get
12
attitude
women?
with me? Because I have an
Why,
attitude.
why they always gotta get mad because you got mad?
Yes. Yes. That's the age old question, okay? That is an age old question.
So
Why can't you just say sorry?
like I didn't mean to do it. This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for, okay?
Right.
If I can't be honest here, where can I be honest? And he still wasn't honest. He's still taking it easy. But anyways, Tahiry and Vado come out of it. And they're the second, oddly enough, because it seems like they argued the whole time. It's so funny that they were the second couple to come out of the room. And um, of course, like I said, Willie is starting to reciprocate the energy from Shonda. So he walks off like he the one that's mad when he the one that just said, I messed with 12 people since we've been married. Now listen, I done a lot of things in my life, but in this current marriage, I haven't
Don't.
done yet. So
That
anyway,
is
the couples are
awful.
sitting out there. The couples are sitting out there, Shonda and Willie, and well, Willie walked off, Tahiri and Vado, and they're watching the other couples go through their thing. And like I was saying, um, Phaedra had totally gave up, so they watched Phaedra pretty much sleep and not try. And
Right.
they cut to Corrupt and Tony, and Corrupt is starting to be a little bit funny. He like I guess I just identify with the personality because I'm from LA. I'm from California. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he started being funny, and they start to figure out the clues, and they come out next. So then after that, naturally, the only couple that's last, Medina and Phaedra, Medina pretty much figures it out by himself. So they come out next, and they probably would have come out a lot faster if Phaedra if Phaedra had stayed in the game, but she kind of got out of it. So anyway, they go to Dr. Ish. Dr. Ish says Willie and Shonda are avoiding confrontation when they bring them all together. And Shonda says in her confession that she understands corrupt. And I was in my
They
head thinking like this, girl, don't let the California boy fool. Don't you let
all
him
right.
fool that girl. They'll do it.
Swag from the coast.
They'll do it.
It's the swag from the coast. Okay.
Don't do it. Don't look into his eyes. He will get you, okay? Don't do it. That's how Tony got sucked in.
But he did start making sense though. Like when he wasn't so faded, he said something that made sense. Like
Yes, yes. I just thought that was odd for her to bring that up in her confessional. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like she had that eye like they do for us. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody loves California girl. Ooh, I'm just saying. But when Dr. Ish they actually leave from Tony and Corrupt and they cut to Dr. Ish going to talk to Willie. And Willie basically tells Dr. Ish that her mouth is disrespectful when they get into it. Now I can identify with that. My mouth is tragic when I'm mad. But and I know that I need to control that, but I can identify with that. Like seriously, my mouth is a tragedy.
I
But
have learned I learned to not be like that only because the argument go like this. And then next thing you know, you
yeah,
saying something that you can't
who's
take
trying
back.
to win? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And you can't take back some things. Because no matter
yeah, but
what,
you're not gonna stab me last though. You're not gonna stick me last. That's out the question. That's out the question. You're not gonna stick me last. So, anyways, I'm just gonna move on from that because Shonda comes in after that, and Dr. Ish basically both sits them down together and shows them pretty much the error of both of their ways. And let me say something: that's a fine ass couple. Willie and Shonda don't have no makeup
yes.
on, and Willie just sitting there looking all good and trimmed up. That's a listen. If this video should somehow make it to you by chance and you guys are looking for some sort of entanglement, I might be free that day. Possibly. We'll talk about it though. Just hit me. But anyway,
You're not allowed to solicit an entanglement while I'm on the line with you.
act like I'm riding with me no matter what. Act like you ain't hear
Not
that.
my
They
fault.
determined they both love their family and he started crying like they always do.
That's
And he
not
said
nose
he don't
crying.
love
All
me.
that not nose,
Crying. Why
all
is
that
he
not nose
crying?
crying.
He
Okay,
crying again. You
right.
know, talking about he not gonna do it again. Like I know he has said a million times and she gonna fall for it again. Like, girl,
Yes.
really? You know, but if you've been falling for it for 12 years, you might as well keep on falling for it because he's fine and he looked like he might have a halfway decent job.
No,
Please.
remember when Jason Maxill admitted to, or Brandy Maxill was like, he only cheated like with 8 women, and on Iyanla, he was like over 50, and then she was
Right.
like,
He meant to say over 100.
right, and so did Willie.
So she gets
Period.
emotional. She start because he start crying, she start crying, and she gets all emotional. You know how couples do. Oh, have you ever cried with your man together?
Only during a movie, like I like call that motherfucker
But I'm gonna tell you something Willie said to her.
trying to sneak to the bathroom
Willie,
while
while they
teary.
were having that moment, while they were having that moment, Willie said to her that she is worth the process. Now that's relationship goals.
Right.
That's the R&B singer for you because he knew exactly what to say to her in that
He gonna
moment.
write something real good from this
Yeah,
show. He gonna write some
yeah.
real good music. He probably in that room writing some real good music. Okay.
I would have
He is.
accepted that. He said, "You are worth the process." It's like, okay, we got to go through this. We done already been through some shit. Let's just get this over with, and then maybe
Right.
in the end it's greater later. You know,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm
Like
feeling it.
some
I'm
people
feeling it.
believe that some people believe that love is great if you never go through anything. And some people believe that going through things makes a stronger relationship. So
Oh
I
yeah,
believe that.
yeah. And
Yeah, I
anybody
believe
that's
that.
been together for 50 years, they done been through something. So I mean, that's just how it is. You're going to
Yeah,
go through things, and it does test the relationship. Nobody knows how strong their relationship is until they got to get through something. Trust me. Trust me. And a lot of people crumble, and a lot of relationships, marriages, friendships crumble, period, because they all require the same amount of work. But, anyways,
right.
moving right along, they go to commercial for a second. They come back and reveal that Hazel E had a miscarriage prior to coming to the show. Sorry, Hazel, to hear that. And that she's actually currently pregnant in boot camp. And I was like, okay, that explains a lot because we had already knew that she was pregnant, you know. And hey, James, I see you in the chat. I know you hear me. That is facts. You got to talk to people that have been married for a minute. And that's the thing that people forget. I'm sorry to get off subject real quick for y'all, but a lot of people don't understand what it takes to be married and they always think that they want it. You got to know what you're getting into to say that you actually want something. You need to study people that are married, talk to people that are married so they
Yes.
know exactly what to look for. Now, every relationship is different, but there are some core things that you do have to work on and they get tested in different ways, and that is communication, learning how to argue, accepting and forgiving people, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we ain't got time to talk about right here. So, anyways, going back to my commentary, like I said, we're sorry to hear about the bad news, Hazel E. I know that you had a successful pregnancy, and congratulations on the new baby to you and Devon.
Hmm.
So Hazel E. They show Dr. Ish kind of talking with Hazel E. And she gets emotional when they talk about Devon's teeth. Now I'm like, him snatching that phone, that wasn't really a lot, but I'm sure that he's probably done everything. I mean, other things that kind of give her that red light feeling. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, she said he snatched her phone before and threw it against the wall and then like tackled her. Like
Yeah, no, that's too much. Because number one, bitch, I'm 40. Okay,
you
my
cannot
money don't belong on no
tackle
floor.
what
Not hitting
you
no floor.
I'm
I'm
gonna break
serious.
something. I can't breathe. I twisted my ankle. My head is hurting.
My
My
neck
neck
and my
and
back.
my back is hurting.
Where is
Yes,
the 800 milligram Motrin? See, that's what I'm saying. And that's why you can't deal with anyone like that. But I mean, they have a baby now, and I wish their relationship all the success in the world. I'm not sure how a 40-year-old woman makes it with a 20-something-year-old because you're in two different spaces and she's in her second adulthood and he's
yes,
like he's barely coming out of his
yes.
childhood.
But the one thing that you cannot do that I see her do constantly is she treats him like a kid.
Yes.
So, maybe there's a little bit of toxic masculinity involved in this, but at the same time, you
She
cannot
has a
treat
little
your man.
masculinity herself acting like
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
clashing. The
yeah.
masculinity in him and the masculinity in her, it's not getting
Right.
along.
You cannot emasculate your man with your own masculinity, okay? Seriously. You
So moving
cannot
right
do that.
along, Dr. Ish calls the boot campers to the boot camp room and he has them open up these nice little gift bags. And guess what's in the gift bag? Shot bracelets. This is the part of the marriage boot camp that I really like because it is really therapeutic. And I'm like, I wonder. I know that if I would never, first of all, put on a shot collar with my husband because he plays too much and he don't follow directions well, and
Uh-uh.
we would get into it. So I'm not. I wouldn't put the thing on my wrist. Period.
But
He
before
not
you
getting
get
shot
to that,
too.
before you start talking about that, do you realize that Shonda said she never got a gift in 12 years? She has never gotten a gift from her husband who be cheating all the time. How you gonna cheat on me all the time
Hi,
and
Danielle.
never?
I love you. Sorry, I had to let you know Danielle is watching. She said, "Hey, my twins."
Hey, sis.
So yeah, that's a little bit odd that she said she hasn't gotten a gift in 12 years.
Not even a guilt trip gift. Like
Right.
you never got. I'm just. I'm taken aback.
Yeah, that's a little bit odd. That's a little bit odd, but these shock bracelets actually do get real. This is when the relationship gets real because, like I was telling you earlier, Dr. Ish was collecting the information from their little communication exercise to see what poor traits each partner had, and he wrote it down. You see, he's very strategic in what he does. He likes to connect things. So
Yes.
he writes down the notes. He's taking good notes and he writes down a few traits from each partner and he reveals it to the other partner and says, when you see your partner do these things, then shock them. You can shock them. Okay, so they're going through. Tony did already said Ricardo don't play. She like you will get beat up. She must be from LA. She got a little bit of
She-
personality, a little bit of that toxic
yeah.
masculinity. Tony, you a little bit hard. You know,
You
I'm
a real
trying to
man, Tony. No
soften
wonder
the
why
pill.
she
That's
haven't
why
smiled.
you cheat with somebody softer than you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
he
Definitely.
is. They like the softness. They like the like it
At
real
least
soft.
a smile. At least a smile.
A
Okay.
smile will go a long way. A
At
wink will
least
go.
a smile. Seriously.
Anyway, I'm silly. So, um, after he gives them the permission, um, Hazel, well, first of all, Hazel E can't get shocked because she's pregnant. So he gives the Vano water gun, which is cute. You know, I like to do the exercise because that little sword makes me twist the air with that shot. You know. But Hazel E
Wait,
gets,
wait, wait.
huh?
I can't hear you. You are fading a little.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you're fading. Wait a minute.
Can you hear me now? Hold on, I'm going out, coming back
Okay,
in.
no, there wait, something happened.
Did I leave?
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pick right back up where we left off as soon as she rejoins, but there she is. Wait.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, let's do
Okay,
it.
cool. So basically, the first couple that appears, when edited, that it's being shocked is Hazel E. Hazel E shocked Devon first. She shocked him for being quiet because he being all antisocial. All of the couples are over there talking. Everybody's chopping it up, talking about the exercise, and he over there pouring some juice. He'll get a cup of juice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. If you need some juice or whatever, and we all over here talking all of the adults, a child should stay in a child's place. Go ahead and get some juice.
Right, some juice. Go get you some
So,
little a Capri Sun, you little baby.
right. So they go outside, and Vado he gets the buzz and the shit out of Tahiry. The reason why is because Tahiry got that fiery spirit. Isn't she Puerto Rican? You know they say the girl they be little hot tamales. She won't shut up. She will not shut up. She's like, no, because you're gonna get the duck.
No, because
Start
money is time. Money is
around.
time, and no, you don't pay the bills. Money is
Right.
time, and you don't pay
Ooh.
the bills. Okay,
And then she go to his money again. Didn't we talk about this? We
we
talked about how
already said
you can break a man's spirit of multiple ways, but when you talk about the money publicly or
you
the
are
pew
you
publicly,
are
you
asking
don't want to
for
be
it.
with him. You don't want to be with him.
Right? You don't. You don't.
You just don't. So they go to commercial and they cut during the commercial. They show Willie and Shonda's confessionals, and he says there's a reason for his cheating, which basically alludes to the fact that he kind of blames her for it. And then they show her saying that he needs to be accountable for what he's done. And I'm like, I kind of knew that we were going to talk a lot about him cheating and a cheating and a cheating and then a cheating and a cheat. I knew we were going to talk about that. That's cool. Anyway, so here he goes like this while they outside. She like, if Joaquin the is on the list, then go ahead and shock me. So she goes sits down. She goes and sits down, and he says, come here," and she doesn't come. So he shocks her, and she like,
And, ah,
shock me, shock me. That cracked me up. Cracked up laughing. So she after he got her, she really
hey,
started
boy.
because she don't realize that not listening is on the list. And she wasn't listening at all. She was talking. She never stopped talking for the whole and that was hilarious to me. I was like, look, and she think he just buzzing her just to buzz her,
But she's doing everything on the list. She is literally doing everything that was on the list.
but you know what? While everybody was getting their buzzes in and addressing their issues, you know who didn't address anything and didn't shock at all?
Willie was kind of holding back on Shonda, but he did shock her, but he was holding back.
But you know who didn't get a shock at all?
Who?
Phaedra and Medina.
Why?
It was so fake. It's like that's such BS.
It
That
is
is such
because
BS.
you know what it is? They're not a couple. Just like Phaedra said in the beginning, she said she doesn't believe she should have sex with him until they figure out whether they want to be a couple or not. You know, like
Janelle
what?
said, Janelle said, wait, what? Shock bracelets? I'm sorry I'm late with the comments, y'all.
Yes.
Wait, what? Shock bracelets? Yes.
They put the shock bracelet on the couples and let
Yeah.
them shock each other for when they stepped over their boundaries or over the things that they felt were disrespectful.
So, anyways, Phaedra and Medina was so faking it they didn't shock each other not once. She was like, he was on his best behavior. You know something, Phaedra? You know what? I like you, but I can see why your friends don't like you. You know, because you don't commit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I suspect that I mean you've committed to a lot in your life when it comes to professional successes, but as far as friendships go and actual making it in a damn relationship, and even this boot camp, this is very significant for how you treat your real life. The fact that you are not
Yes.
fully invested in this and giving your 100% and trying to put on some sort of air, you know,
And it
that's
may
shows a lot
be an
about behavior.
indication. Yes, and it is an indication of some of the things that went wrong with you and Apollo as well. Like
That's right. That's right. Agreed. Agreed. So
you
we're
are
gonna move on because
the
I want
greed
to
of
hurry up and get the
Phaedra
girls on the
is
talk.
like look, the greed of Phaedra is like
Go
I'm not
ahead and
going
send.
to.
Go ahead and send our girls the links to talk because we're almost done. Send it to Kimatakia, and to Dewana. And if Danielle wants to come on, I don't know, she'll probably inbox you. Danielle, if you want to come on, just let us know, boo. You know you can come right through. But
Yes.
let me get through this real quick. Um, that comment that Tahiry made, like we said, she goes like, "Time is money, and you don't pay the bills." Tahiry, you already said he broke too. That's why I think that that's what made him kind of snap. I think that there's been a buildup, and he's kind of been holding things in and not addressing it. I'm not blaming her for it, excuse me, but I'm saying that he's definitely got some pent up aggression stemming from somewhere. And honey, that talking about that money thing don't help. But anyways, all the couples end up in the kitchen. Tahiri's still mad, and she throws a whole apple at him. Now I don't know if this apple was real or fake. I suspected it was a fake apple, but I don't know. It smacked him right upside the thing like a real apple.
Like a
Because
real
she,
apple.
she
It
was
was
a picture for
not
the
oriented.
New York Yankee. She pitched it like a New York Yankee. Yeah, anyway, Vado says in his confessional, he's like, someone gonna get hurt. That should have been something production should have put the pause on it right then and been like, you know something, are you all right?
You, are
Are
you
you
okay? Are
So
you
Dr.
okay?
Fish brings the couples to the boot camp room, and he reveals the purpose of the morning's exercise, which was communication. He let them know that that also was connected to the evening exercise because he used their communication skills from earlier to basically, Dewana said, that's real. He used their communication skills earlier to point out traits that they demonstrated that were, let's say, for the sake of a better term, undesirable, for the sake lack of a better term, undesirable traits. And he wrote them all down, and every time they demonstrated those traits, then they were to get shot. Phaedra and Medina was basically full of crap when he started to address each couple. He's like, you guys don't hold each other accountable, and he don't even know why,
They're
you know,
not a
basically,
couple. They're
yeah,
not
they're not.
a couple. They're not
And he
a
also
couple.
told her, he said, he asked her, is your comfort more important than the future of this relationship? That was deep to me. You know, that's a good question because if you want to be in a relationship and you're going to be there for the long haul, sometimes that relationship going to be uncomfortable. And sometimes you're going to have uncomfortable moments publicly in front of people.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Yes.
you just get past
The
it.
one thing that you have to do is not be worried about what other people think
Right,
about your relationship. That
right,
is like rule number 1 to 1,001. Is it's
right.
just you and that person in that relationship, nobody else.
And he went through all the other couples, but here's what happened. He got to Tahiry and Vado, and Tahiry started explaining
But
what
wait a
she got
second,
from
I
the
sent that link out, daughter Dewana and Sika and Janelle. I sent you links, ladies. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome.
yes, just click on the link, you guys, so we can bring you in to talk about it, so we can get this in real quick. But anyways, they get to Tahiry and Vado, and Vado is still mad about the apple. Like he's super immature. This
Exactly.
happened to me about 15 to 20 minutes later. Tahiri starts saying what she got out of the exercise, and Vado basically get up and attack her and start choking her, trying to snatch her up around her neck or whatever he was trying to do. That's not cool.
Yeah, and
That's
if
not
you were
cool.
to reacting immediately would have been different than just sitting there and snapping and looking like you just snapped out the blue, because
Right.
to the clip and we TV, you look like you just snapped out the blue. And in a sense, you did. I mean, just,
It's true.
and your reaction was disproportionate to what actually happened. I mean,
Yeah, that's what you got to watch out for. This is my thing. Those disproportionate reactions when you throw an apple at him and he want to knock your block off or choke you up, or you push him a little bit and he want to like give you a black eye or something, start punching
Right.
you or something. I understand. Don't put your hands on nobody. They will put their hands on you. That's cool, but a disproportionate reaction is still a disproportionate reaction. If I just walk past you and let's say accidentally bump you, that does not give and we were happen to been arguing, that don't give you the right to haul off and punch nobody. That's some BS. That's some BS. I can't imagine going through that because I'm usually the aggressor in the
I'm just. Oh look. We got sexy.
I'm asking her, did she get the link?
Oh no, we got sexy sicker.
Hey.
And
Bring Sikatakia into the building so
let's
he
do
can
it.
get in.
What up, ladies?
Hey girl.
How
Hey,
y'all
well,
doing?
girl,
Cooking.
we feel good.
We
You
are
look good
you
too.
look
I'm
beautiful.
Thank you. So did you ladies do too, my bells? Dean.
thinking.
Now look, I wanted to speak on that girl. Like, what's their names? The one that jumped up at her. What's his name? I feel like he do that shit a lot because she was speaking on what was going on, and he jumped up and grabbed her ass quick. So I feel like that's something that he do all the time. You know,
Right.
when you do that, and he can't. That's something that he does at the drop of a dime. So he couldn't
Yeah.
control himself when he
Because
jumped up.
she was so nonchalant about it.
Right. It wasn't like I mean, that happened before when they sat down and talked. But at the end of the day, it's like how he jumped up over her just speaking on some shit. Imagine what he do behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I would not be fucking with him because, like you said, I'm aggressive too. You can't just put your hands on me and talk to me any kind of way because I'm gonna talk to you the same. What you put out is what you get back with me.
Right.
That's
Say
right.
you love me, I'm gonna love you back. If you on that bullshit, my nigga, I could be on that bullshit too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If I was her, I'd exit that relationship because he'd end up. I'd be on Fox 5 News. Killing this nigga.
And we gonna have a go to sleep contest.
I promise
You
you.
better not fall asleep. You better not fall asleep.
When he jumped up, if nobody would have jumped up, I think he would have just. I think he blacked out for a second. To me, he was like really aggressive towards her. I wouldn't stay in a
He was.
relationship. It's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying? If I can't speak on the shit that you do wrong, you know what I'm saying? Now she threw the apple, he probably hit her motherfucking nerve.
Because that apple hit him upside
Right here.
the bottle.
And
I'm
he
sure
probably hit that
that
nerve. He probably hit
when
that nerve.
he
You-
I know he was like, That's why I was like, if he would have reacted immediately, I would have understood.
yeah, but you wait until we go sit down in front of everybody.
To me, if you put your hands on somebody, we got daughter Dewana coming through. But look, let me finish this point first. To me, if you put your hands on somebody, you gotta be prepared for their reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wrong for a man to put his hands on a
But
woman.
not 15 minutes later. No, he snapped. So you know what? A real man would have snatched her right then and there. Come here. And took
Let
her
me
out.
holler at you real quick. Don't play with me.
Right.
Don't play with me.
Her response would be, yes, baby. I'm sorry. I blacked out.
Let me bring in our
Come on,
angel.
daughter Dewana. Let's go. Let's go.
What's up,
Miss D.
angel?
Hi,
They
boo.
should
Turn your
have
camera to the
identification.
side so you can look like us. Turn your camera to the side.
Turn it to the side.
Yeah,
There you
I should
go.
roll like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
Now we got a panel. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hi, Dewana.
Hi, Sika. My twins.
Okay.
So
Oh,
we were
let's
just
do.
talking about this fight, Dewana, and I want to ask you first of all.
You know I'm ready.
Can I ask you a personal question?
So what about her requested information?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a domestic violence situation or with a man that was a little more handsy than he should be?
I mean, I think most of y'all know my story.
Yeah.
It went beyond that. Like
But
making
prior to I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but prior to the main incident, had he been any sort of way with you that would have given you any indications
Hey, you
that
guys, no, I'm more of a Shanda. I'm the one that put hands quick, you
okay,
know.
I'm more of a
All of us aggressive
Look,
on
I
here.
will throw some apples.
yeah, that was you didn't even know that.
Hey,
You
it'd have been
So
more than
know,
two fucking
I
apples.
must admit that when my anger explode, ain't no telling. I
okay.
must say that out of the times that it was, I did provoke it. I can't say besides that last incident that I didn't, but even when I provoked it, I still had the last hand.
So my question is this. My question is this. Following that question as a follow-up question, do you feel that it's okay for a man to put his hands on a woman if she, throw an apple at him first?
You know what? Okay, so seeing the previews of the episode, Vado looked like a straight jerk, right? But
Yeah.
when you watch the episode and understand what took him there, this entire he's been a jerk on and off, but both are in the relationship. You hear me? But
Yeah.
during that process of the shocking thing, she wasn't holding up to her faults and in the situation. Y'all must admit. He wasn't
Yeah.
even trying to shock her. Every time she rolled her eyes, she was supposed to be shocked.
Yeah.
Do you
Right.
know any time
Right.
she had rolled her
Yeah.
eyes, you guys? So and he wasn't shocking her. But then he was like, damn, I should have shocked you 1,640
Right?
times. And you
Right.
shocking me for everything. And then you walk away. And then I think most couples had that one thing on there, don't walk away from the issue. Deal
Right.
with
Right.
the issue. And he
Right.
kept begging
You
her to
would do
come
that
back
to
over
me.
there. Why you over there with these couples and I'm right here begging you to come back? You would have been shocked. I wouldn't have. I would have held the shock button if I
You
ain't
know
get
what?
okay.
I can talking to my man.
She
I
gonna
can
tase him. She
just
gonna tase him.
I can just be talking
I
to my
wouldn't
man,
know what to
and
do
he can
myself.
walk out the garage door or just walk, get some water, and I'd be like, "Damn, you just walked away like that."
And
What
you're
is
not
this
Right.
supposed to walk
argument?
away. If
Yes,
you want
But
some
no,
water, you say,
that's
babe,
not
let's
true.
walk to the kitchen. I'm
That's
thirsty.
not true, Dewana,
You're
because
not supposed to walk away. You're not supposed to walk away from the situation. And most
I
couples
think
have that. And she couldn't deal with it already. And she walked away and sat at another couple's table while they over there
let's,
trying to work on theirs. I would have shocked the
let's
shit
take
out that
a
bitch too. I wouldn't even
let's take a
have let her go.
respond. Let's take a respond. Go ahead.
sometimes you do have to walk away because it could get too aggressive and too, you know what I'm saying, too, it could be too much. So you won't get a problem solved if you go back and forth and you argue, you go back and forth.
Understood. That's at
Nobody's
home
gonna
behind
accomplish
closed
anything. So I feel
doors.
like if you walk away for a second, get your air. That's what
Mm-mm.
adults would do. Get
But
your
there's
air,
a way to walk away.
come back.
Yeah,
There's
You
a
know
way
what?
baby,
to
You know
walk
walk
what?
to the
I
away.
don't want
kitchen
to do
with me.
this right now
Let's
because
go
we're
get
not
something to
going to
drink.
accomplish nothing.
Let's go
Let
roll
me
a
go
blunt real
ahead and go
fast.
over here. Then I'm gonna come back and then we should be able to
Right.
sit down like adults without no aggression and shit and be able to solve the issue to me. Because I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you because somebody finna get slapped. We gonna become the
Shit.
aggressors. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what, if you really want to work on something with somebody or that person, you gonna take that time and walk away and come back and be like, all right, I think
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
it depends on how you walk away. Let me say something real
Right.
quick. Let me say this real quick, y'all. Let me say this real quick. If you try to get a word in on me and then walk away, I'll be right on your heels, okay? Saying what I gotta say. You're not
Yes.
yeah,
walk
But
away
there's
like cut
also
me
this
off.
was
There's a
a
way to walk away. There's a way to walk away comfortably for everybody and say we'll come
yeah, yeah.
and we will deal with
I
it at
agree.
the time when we're both not as emotional and not as upset.
Yeah,
and do
But if
not
you
walk
walk
away
away from
and
me
go to
aggressive,
another table and yell at me from across the room. Do not
right,
yell at me from across the room. You could have did that sitting right here during our therapy session, doing what we were asked to do, not walk away. So if you go
right.
walk shut the fuck up. When you ready to come back and talk to me, then come back and talk to me and
Talk
let's
to
deal
me.
with it. But don't go
Yeah.
move over there and yell from across there because yelling was one of the things if she yelled. But she wanted to say she not yelling because she not in his face. But you're yelling your business from across the yard.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're walk away, but shut the fuck up. And then you come back and deal with this session. And then take
Right.
You put
what
excessive force on your partner. The fuck?
I'm over
Yeah.
here cooking and talking at the same time.
you know, she
Oh,
didn't just walk away. She went and walked away and talked shit. Cause she know how that fool act behind closed doors. She walked
yeah.
away and talked shit. He ain't just did this before. This ain't the first time.
That's
Right.
true.
So she walked away,
I
talked
agree.
shit. She threw them apples in front of the people because she knew, and he said it on his own on his own video. Somebody go get fucked up
Somebody gonna
because
get
he
hurt.
tolerated enough. You hear me? So
Doing
it
too
is
much.
phase. At first, he looked like a straight asshole during just the preview of it.
Yeah.
But watching them go through those things, but it's never okay to put hands on anyone. I had to
So
learn
you
that in
said that
my
she
20s.
basically provoked him? Y'all think she provoked him
Yes.
behind closed doors too? Is, is that why he responded to her that way? Because some women like that shit. I don't like it. I don't like it. My lifestyle ain't set up to go back and forth. But you think
I
he
don't
provoked her
that
behind doors?
I really don't. I think that he is naturally insecure
Yeah.
Yeah.
by her actions. And it makes him feel like less than a man. So he gotta find some kind of way to get his power back.
Right.
Like
I
where,
mean, because when the woman could tell you, I pay the bills and you don't pay nothing, then that's how
Yeah.
she treat him throughout their relationship too. Regardless if
That's
that's
what I
the
said
fact, you
too.
do not display that to the world. How would you make your man feel any better by displaying that? And it's supposed to be your man though. But if he
that's
talks about the way
provocative
the whole way
behavior.
you probably been, then you know what I
That's
mean?
That's
provocative.
true.
Yeah, that is a way to provoke somebody too.
Yep.
Me and their
Taking their
money
manhood.
that we yes, the money
You
in the
knew he
man.
was a number 84 on the track on the Billboard rapper. You knew that. And he knew that you was a 11 hip hop reality star that's like mediocre. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe your thought is a little better. But
Right.
like literally, he said you had niggas everywhere. He said it in a clean way, but basically said you was a hoe. You had
Ho.
niggas everywhere,
Basically.
but he cleaned it up.
Real live ho.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Look, don't get me started, y'all. I mean,
Listen,
it goes both ways. It
he needs
goes
to admit
both
this.
ways.
Go ahead, Ty.
Okay. No, you go ahead because you haven't said nothing in a minute. You go ahead.
Well, when my voice is going out, so I really appreciate all you ladies for holding me down tonight because, yes,
And
I am
we already
enjoying
Well,
myself.
good. So then let me
got
say this
y'all.
then. Let me say this then. I think that he got with Tahiry. I believe Vado got with Tahiry because she got a fat ass and she's pretty. I feel like a lot of men do the same thing. Uh, and then there's issues in the relationship. I mean, I don't
Be right
know.
back.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's what
I
I was
can't figure out why
gonna
they
say.
trust each other.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, there's the surface, and then underneath the surface, Vado is like, you're a thirst bucket, and Terry is like, you the brokest motherfucker I ever met in my life.
Life. Right. Well, we want to go
And I'm
10%.
like, Tahiri is successful though. Tahiri is successful. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She just looks like she really just got it. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. She could say, that they're running it. I mean, they're running it wrong. Some people have all of that, and then you just can't keep them in it. But here's
That's
the
true.
thing, though. I can see that in Theory. I can see her choosing the wrong people.
Right. Right.
Because I do see why she did like Joe Budden because he's super arrogant. You know what I'm saying? And he just
Joe
He was a
Budden's
cheater
swag
though.
and himself is
Joe Budden
sexy.
cheated too. He aggressive too. She liked them aggressive men. Sorry to say. Joe Budden
Uh,
was aggressive too.
Joe Budden's aggressiveness between Vado is dirt. Uh, I swear Joe Budden has a different. She said he was Vado is the brokest nigga she ever had. So that aggressiveness.
And I like every time I look at the bitch too. I ain't gonna lie.
But then you know what?
Real
He
quick,
just
y'all,
agree.
because I hate to spend a whole bunch of time on Tahiry. I did want to ask y'all about something, and I was going to do it in a different video. But I really want to address this Megan Thee Stallion thing because y'all know she finally came out and made her statement, and she did a full video about it, and it was sad to me, like on everything. Like it really made me sad to see that she had literally went through something, basically then got shot in both of her feet and didn't say
Damn.
nothing to nobody. Like that don't make you
Still has not said what happened.
Well,
Still hasn't
I
said
know
what
I
happened.
read that
what
she
you
was
mean she
basically
didn't say what happened.
The abuser. She
yeah,
was the abuser.
Won't say
She was
nothing.
the abuser, and Tory Lanez is 5'4" and she's 6 foot. And the only way he could protect himself from getting beat up by her
and shoot
was
at the bitch. Come on, man.
I
He's a
don't
whole
know.
man.
She said she didn't hit nobody.
She said she
Oh,
didn't deserve it. Yeah,
you see what I mean?
She was like, I didn't put my hands on nobody,
yeah. She said she didn't deserve
and I
that.
didn't
She didn't put
deserve
her
it.
hands on nobody.
Okay. Being a victim of gunshots, no
Misha,
one
play
deserves
this
that,
real quick,
period.
Misha.
I think that's a man's cowardly ass way. No matter
Yeah.
what, being a victim of being shot, that's a coward for a man to do so, period. Hands down. I don't care if she's a giant. You knew you was fucking with this
Right, to
giant
shoot her,
girl.
come on.
So at your height. But look, I'm just saying it's sad, it's tragic, but they did say she was the abuser, but no one deserves to be shot. No one
Right.
deserves to have a gun pull on them. Like it's not cool. Like it's not. Like I ain't gonna stop on that subject for me.
She
Yeah.
said she didn't put her hands on nobody. I think she was probably wearing his ass out with her mouth though, because on her video she does strike me as, having where she really pretty much
All she had to do was call him a little
damage.
All she had to do was call him a little motherfucker. And that's the button. That's the button.
Girl.
That's the button, bitch. Okay? That's it. And that's it.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure.
that short man
Hey.
once that short man shit come in and they get the tripping and shit.
Ooh,
Right.
now
But I
we
wanted
were
to talk
talking
about
that
corrupt
earlier
real
today.
fast too, y'all. Y'all made some comments about corrupting Tony.
Okay, so we do lift up Megan in our prayers, and we do want her to be done with Tory
Well-
Lanez, no matter what, and we do want her
Yeah,
to
don't go back.
Well, you know
That's
what?
done.
Can I say something about that though? They was
Yeah.
basically like I read an article or whatever that somebody had wrote about the situation. And they basically were saying that she lost her mom and her dad. So she had a vulnerable state right now to where she just accepted anything from any and everything from everybody.
She's being a mixie.
And choosing the people that she around because of her situation that she ain't even grieved over yet, even worked through when it came to losing her mama and her daddy. So, I'm not using that as an excuse, but sometimes you do stuff when you lonely. Like I don't know.
Emotional period.
Yeah.
When your
She
heart
did
is
say.
tangled
Yeah.
and when some people everyone goes through a point in their life where you're just emotionally down. You can't see
Right.
people
And then the
anymore.
first person that tell you something that gives you comfort, you
It's
you
gone.
gotta follow to them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
That's
I
how
don't
I
know.
felt when my grandmother passed. I went through my own dark situation. So it is,
We've all
it-
mixed with people that we shouldn't even have been around, and in hindsight, we
True.
be like, I wouldn't know
Girl.
why I even fuck with them in the first place. So
But we're
yeah,
gonna get to that because Tika has
that's true,
a
Ty.
question from one of our
And she's
angels
really
that
young too. Megan is 20, what, 20, 25?
uh-huh.
You know, so I
Yeah,
mean, that's young. You know,
right.
she literally
So you
still
gotta think about
And
her,
that's
her
where
very
mental
most
young.
of
state,
us
where
learn
she
our
at
mistakes
mentally.
at. That's where
Yeah,
most of us learn our mistakes at.
And
24,
are you right?
25. And
You
hope
right.
it don't be the death to us. And hope it don't be the death to us. Unfortunately, these 90 babies and these millennium babies has it worse than us 80 babies and these 70s, you know? And it's more crazier, you know? So it is.
Yeah, we were
It's
raised totally different. Like our values, anything
yeah,
for
we're the last
easily
of a
tolerated.
dying breed,
Like
guys.
but here's
mothers
my
are
thing. I have
different.
a question. I have a question. Clearly a crime was committed. And you and I, everybody know that the victim don't always have to press charges because the
Right,
state normally picks shit up. So
right.
where the hell is the state? It's like I'm not
Okay,
trying
well,
to do nothing bad on nobody.
the victim does not have to press charges, first off. The victim does not. If
No,
the
the
state
victim
want to
don't have
pick up,
to.
Yeah,
if
the
the
state will pick
state
it
want
up
to
for
pick
sure.
up charges, if the state want to pick up charges, the state can, with or without
That,
the
that's
victim.
what I'm
The
saying.
victim does not
That's
have
what
to
I'm
go
saying.
on record and snitch or say, I want, Tory Lanez or whoever is wrong could probably settle, for some hundred thousands or something. But
That's
they
what I'm
do not.
saying.
They do
That's what
not.
I'm saying. The victim does not have to press charges. The state usually picks the shit up
They
anyway
could do
because the
whatever they
crime is
want.
already been committed.
Yep.
So normally they start getting police reports from you at the hospital, and they said it was a report that said that they found him in the car with a firearm. I don't,
I
I
pray
don't
for a
really
mug.
understand how this is playing out. And
I'm
that's
hella
that's
multitasking.
why she was saying that black women are the most
What you
unprotected.
cooking?
If that had been any other nationality,
I'm cooking.
the state would already have him in jail. But anyway, we can move along and talk about something else before I get
I'm cooking shrimp fried rice, orange chicken, and some chow mein
I had steak and
for the
pasta.
kids. That's
that
what my
sounds
kids
good.
wanted.
Nisha,
So that's
you
what
gonna get to this question? We're almost at an hour.
Oh
Okay,
wait,
so
can I wait? What about the corrupt thing, y'all? I have to speak. Y'all was making some
Okay.
interesting
no,
comments.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
And I'm for the women's side, y'all, and Tony does look burnt out and just done. She it just looks like she's been hurt so much she
She
can't
ain't
heal from
happy.
it. But she knew she got with corrupt from Dog Pound. She knew that
Right.
who she was dealing with. He said in one of his little videos, you knew what you was coming to the table with. Now, if you got with it and you knew you couldn't handle it, then go. And he said it over and over and over.
So
I
the
don't
dick
know
must be good then.
what to take so
Listen, let me tell you
Is
what
his drunk
Corrupt
penis
said.
good?
What is
Is
on
his
Was
the
this Corrupt
his
or
drunk
that?
his drunk penis
Was
must be
this
good.
Corrupt or that? Can somebody tell me
he
this?
love his dick,
Now, if
y'all.
Papa,
And he be drunk all the time. So who the fuck wants to
Hey,
talk about drunk dick?
alcoholism
I
is
and
understand
it's
that.
the humble
real.
I
He's
daddy.
don't understand
probably
that.
stuck in his Dog Pound days mentally.
She gonna be
You
sucking
know,
all the liquor he drank about that bad boy.
and
What do
he
you
love
mean?
his dick, y'all.
And if I show bitch, what a nigga trip.
That's the funny shit.
I ain't want to end this sad, y'all. Forget that. We gonna have us some giggles.
I'm just
I'm just
saying,
saying.
this is rated M for mature, just in case any kids up watching this ain't supposed to be watching. It's rated M
Any of y'all church folks out here, this is real life.
Can I
This is real
can
life.
I also say,
real
like, on this podcast, y'all, outside of everything, can I wish my daughter a happy 19th birthday?
Oh, happy
birthday.
birthday.
My
Happy
19-year-old,
birthday.
y'all. Oh
Happy
my
birthday.
God.
I
I
heard
love
you
y'all.
tearing up at that at
Oh,
that
we have to go question.
HBCU.
Somebody asked me today, like I was training this girl. This was the question that Misha was gonna bring up. That I had inboxed her and I thought that we should talk about it because I wanted because I'm gonna tag her to it after I'm done, after we're done. But she was like, and we kind of have the same situation. She asked me, she said, I don't even know the girl, first of all. We're here to go train her on how to use a Hoyer looper. And she was sad. So my job is to find out what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, girl, whatever you got to express it. That's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? It looked like you're not happy with your job. She's like, it's not that. It's just that I'm just having relationship issues. You know what I'm saying? So she broke up with her significant other. So apparently he'd have moved on quick, real quick. And she wants to know, like, how long should like she basically said, was he cheating the whole time, because she's not over it. She's not over him. They just broke up. You know what I'm saying? So is it she was just like real upset behind it of the fact that they broke up and then now he got somebody else. She like, oh, he made me feel like he didn't love me because right after we broke up, he was a whole other female on me, like we didn't give it a chance to say we're gonna work it out or any of that, you know what I'm saying? So should I so what I told her was, I was like, yeah, move on, but don't hook up with somebody right after you just got out of this toxic ass relationship. Because at the end of the day, now you got to figure out if it was you or if it was him and get you straight. You know what I'm saying? Get you that. Find what you lost in this relationship to be done that way. That's what I've been through. Y'all already know. I've been through the worst fucking breakup ever around the worst time ever. Being with somebody for 4.5 years and then they just walk away in the time that you really need them, it kind of fucks me up. And I was stuck on the nigga. I'm not gonna I loved him because I'm with you for 4.5 years. And you just walk away. So I had to explain to her, like, but my process of getting over it was figuring out who Kim Atakia was. I just lost my mama before this breakup. I broke up in a couple months, not even a year yet. My mama died. So the two people that I love dearly, ain't here no more. So I felt I was in a dark place that nobody even knew about. But I had to get me straight. Even though I love this person, they didn't love me to work any situation out with me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm mad at you for saying that.
That we've been through, to me, you feel me, at the end of the day. So I didn't go looking for the next man to go hop on because I needed to get, or I feel like, oh, this person moved on, what we got going on. No, I worked on Kentucky and I'm a better woman now. You know what I'm saying? Now I feel like right now I am ready. I haven't been in a relationship in almost 2 years. So now I am ready to start talking to people and not holding the beautiful woman that I came back and keeping me to myself, because
So this question is kind of about you too, huh?
what?
Or were you
Hell
a friend?
no. Hell
Or
no.
were you a
This
friend?
question
I'm
is
mad
about
We
that she
got
gave
that.
me
I got you in the same thing. Our
it
friend, y'all, is in
is
trouble.
definitely not. No, ma'am. Because at the end of the day, you gotta go through shit. I used to do that all the time. Break up, be like, oh, I had this nigga anyway, so let me go ahead and fuck with him. And then I'm moving from this person to that person, I'm not satisfied. You feel me? So now I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? I know what I need. I know what I don't want. All the toxic shit I've been through, instead of dealing with me first before I go jump to something else. So, she was just like, she really wanted everything to real shit. She was tripping. She went home. I stayed with her. I worked 11 hours today. And I only
Is
supposed
her
to work
sound
8.
messing up for y'all too? Because it's
Yeah,
messing up for
your
me.
mic going out, Sika. Your mic going out. So we can barely hear
You
you
coming in
anymore.
and out.
What's wrong with it? I'm not hearing.
Oh, you sound fine
I
now.
can't hear y'all.
You can't hear us now?
Do I have to exit out and come back in?
Yeah, go out and come back in. I think there was layers to that question. So
Yeah, and you know what
many
I
layers.
feel? What I
Many
feel
layers.
is this though. I feel that whatever it takes for you to be happy is what you should do. If
You
you
know,
are,
a lot of people don't realize that when you're in a relationship, when a person's shoulders start turning cold in every way, they're already preparing themselves to leave you. So it's not necessarily that when they finally had the guts to leave that they started over right away. Like it's been in their mind, when emotionally they got a cold shoulder, they're not there for you like they used to be. When all of those things disappear one by one, they're already preparing to leave. It's just that
Yeah,
some of us be so blinded into what we want and that we love them this much, and when it happens, you're not ready. So that happens a lot. I think I've been in that position. I went through that in my 20s, so
Uh,
what up, boo? Don't be
Oh,
pouting.
well, that was it basically. I was just explaining to me like I didn't jump to nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I worked on me, so I suggest you work on you and figure out what you want because he don't want you, bitch. He left and he went to somebody else. Period. Point blank.
yeah, and that's what I'm just saying. Like, just do what
Do
my
you
advice is, just to just do whatever makes you happy. If
right?
yeah.
immediately makes you happy, do it. If spending some time with yourself makes you happy, do it. If going and traveling the world and meeting new people and not being in a relationship makes you happy, do it.
Do it right. Right.
Right.
That's what's up.
Sarah,
Do
I can
whatever
understand
But
makes
what
but
Tyler is saying
it,
now.
but it is best to take time to yourself, especially after you've been in a long term or even a short
you
term
leaving,
relationship.
D?
No, I'm just going
Okay.
to family.
It's important to take time to yourself. I understand that some people are eager to, they say the best way to get over the old man is to get up
Get
on
you a
the
new
new.
man.
You know? Don't listen
That's
to
a
them.
whole saying because it's never that easy for someone that's truly in love to move on that easy. That's a whole saying to me because I don't I've never seen me move on right away after a breakup. It's always taken me 2-3 years or something to
Here's
like
the
come
thing: you have multiple ways that you have to move on. You can
Right.
move on from somebody mentally and still be sexually like with them, like want to be with them and still want to just be drawn to them, and that shit happens all the time. You can draw away from somebody sexually and still be connected to them mentally. It's so many
That's
different ways
true.
that you are connected to a person. Yeah, I mean, you got the mental, you got the sexual, you got the financial. It's just, when you become an adult, it's layers to a relationship, and it's not
it is.
hit all those layers, even though especially you have certain breakups, those layers, you still have to shed those layers, and it's not easy to do it. That's why
It's
It sure
not.
ain't because it was hella hard for me.
2 years to get together, and then they spend the rest of the time breaking up. Even if they been together for 20 years, they spend 18 years breaking up.
Right.
So,
That's true. It's better to
because
move
that's
on
how
as fast
long,
as possible.
right?
Yeah.
Because that's how long it takes you to shed all of those layers. And then even after you not with that person no more, you still have to let go of all of the, like I said, emotional, physical, financial, and mental attachments that you have to that person. And it's not easy, depending on how long you've been together and how dirty you are. It's a lot of dirty people out there that they just move on like it's nothing. And that's because they don't really value those attachments. They don't even really get attached to that, I guess.
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna say they dirty because I never had to move on before, and I mean, or maybe I was.
Well,
It
But we
wasn't
ain't
easy
talking
for me,
about
but I did it. And it was I had a lot of support from my homegirls, even you, Misha. Misha even was sending me inboxes like,
Look at
"Sticker,
look at that.
nigga, stop tripping, sticker." Like,
I was
look,
bitch,
we
like,
ain't talking
waiting
about
to
me.
move on.
she was like, "Sticker." And that was my outlet. I had somebody like her to pull me off the psychopath. Because I was getting ready to try personal information on the internet because I felt like I got dogged out and you got me fucked up. I'll expose your ass real quick. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but Nisha talked me out of it. She was one of the people that was in my inbox coaching me through the summer, and I realized, you know, I got
Look at the baby.
ain't nothing bad about me that don't nobody would not want. You know what I'm saying? It's something else. I was like, be beautiful, yo. Just because you want him and he don't want you, don't mean nobody else is gonna be with
Leave
you.
it open.
Get it together. Get it together.
Huh? Yes, I could.
Well,
Turn this
just
to the
to
fan
answer
on.
your friend's question real quick, she was like, "Was he cheating the whole time?" Yep, he was cheating the whole time.
You can't
And
shut up.
when is it appropriate to like, or when should you move on? You
Yeah,
should move on when you ready, but you shouldn't take time for yourself because it's just good for you. You should
right.
always find time for
Yeah.
yourself in relationship so you don't lose yourself. You know,
You
and,
should
and
heal
that's the
yourself
cut out
up
in
right in
the
front of the person that
package.
broke you down and move on at your pace.
What do you feel about it, Misha?
All right, so we're gonna end the show right here.
Good.
Listen, are you
Thank you,
evading the
everybody.
question? Are you evading the question?
Oh no, no, no. Thank you all, our angels, for watching.
If you haven't already, like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Don't forget to hit the bell for your bells. And that's the end of the broadcast.
Yes, it's me, Shanda.
And Ty.
And sexy sicker.
Crazy D.
All right.
Crazy is a motherfucker too.